Now we're going to go to the next candidate, Dan Brown. Tell us about yourself.
First, I wanted to thank you as inventor for doing this. I think whatever comes out of it is only going to be good, and you guys really do a great job. And David, I don't want to pay your legal bill, that's for sure. But to give it a little bit about myself, so I'm a Southside Irish kid from Chicago who has enjoyed a fairly good life, allowing me to distinguish myself because of my ability to invent. I didn't go to a name school or whatever, but once I got out in the marketplace for the first 13 years, I worked for fairly large companies, and I ended up developing some technology that scaled. Most notably, I have a product that every space shuttle used when it went up, and man, it was a fantastic time in my life. No one looked to see my GPA or where I went to school. My ability to translate the problem-solving ability of my ingenuity into a product that solved the problem in a better way allowed me this upward mobility in society that was, I've enjoyed for my whole life. And I think that fundamentally is a beautiful part of the rights of a patent. I believe in equal opportunity to access society, not a guaranteed equal outcome. And the intellectual property system provides that for us. But as David has said, I've seen in the last 40 years that I've been doing this, that it's been severely challenged by changes in policy and perceptions. And the thing that I see that I reflect on the most is that a lot of people believe this mythology, this great mythology about patents, and if you're an inventor, you have to be rich, and everybody's equal in this space. But the harsh reality is that the system has been gamed, and there's a David and Goliath situation, which I've been through many things. I have 40 some patents now, a number of products in the market, and I've gone through the great experiences with it, but I've also suffered the injustice of the system. Combine the patent system, the legislative branch, as well as the judicial system that exists. So in this role, if I were to be chosen, that I would be a very strong advocate for the small inventor, small entity position in this highly complex process. And to that extent, I've been an entrepreneur working for large companies. I'm now a full professor at Northwestern, the School of Engineering. I teach intellectual property in engineering, and I teach design thinking at the School of Law. I sort of see now in a broader context from the inventor all the way through, working as an expert witness and being in a lot of litigation as a plaintiff myself. So I think that pretty much covers my time. Thank you for listening.
Now we're going to just get into our discussion here. And the first question is, what role do patents play? What role should they play? I think I'm going to open that up first with Dan Brown.
Yeah, so I alluded in my opening statement, I think patents are the ultimate meritocracy, where anybody can create a new, useful, non-obvious invention, bring it to market, and benefit from that. It's again, was the beginning of my career, and it has helped me advance throughout my career. But I got to tell you that that beautiful element of our Constitution that gave us those rights, that over the 40 years I've been doing this, it has totally changed in terms of being able to protect and sustain those rights. Well, I think the patent office has been fairly consistent in application of new, useful, non-obvious, though I think obviousness can be better clarified. What's happened on the other side of protecting those patents, once it scales, once you've made the investment, once you've made the risk, is falling down. So I think the patents are the foundation, but we have to allow for the sustainability of those patents.
Why is it important that an individual independent inventor be heard in a room full of corporate giants who are trying to maintain a broken patent system? So I'm going to go to Dan Brown on that.
As I alluded to in the opening again, I don't think everybody has a full understanding of what it takes to get a patent, perfect the product, bring it to market, make it a commercial success, the amount of risk, and the sacrifice that goes into it. if you're just trained on the other side, the theoretical side of patents and understanding the law, I mean, that's very challenging, and I respect those people. But I think there's a difference that you go through as an inventor to get an invention. And then when you go to try to protect your patent, if you get knocked off, and if your patent's successful, it gets protected, all those laws and all those efforts you made to get there, and expensive efforts, the system is gamed by this David and Goliath patent piracy model. Just to say, I invented a product called the Bionic Wrench, 7-year trial. We won willful infringement against both parties that we were defendants, which is really, as everybody here knows, very challenging. It was a very well-known trial. The judge did not validate the jury verdict. And so it got thrown into limbo. We went to Federal Circuit and we got Rule 36. That mythology that you get a patent and you can launch the ship and have that success, the people in the system don't realize it because they haven't suffered those losses. And I think that it's necessary to have people who've actually traversed the actual loss of their patents based on the rights that everybody will agree upon, and understand what the reality is important. And it seems like everybody here has a very strong sensitivity to that. That's what we have to bring to this committee and to the Patent Office.
To serve on the PPAC, you're looking at a 3-year commitment and attending quarterly meetings in Washington, D.C., provided that we open back up. And then we've asked candidates to commit to 10 hours a month of service. How will you make this opportunity a priority in your very, very busy agendas? Dan, you want to address how you could squeeze this in?
Well, I think this is a priority because this is the passion of my life right now. Fortunately, I'm an academic, and my community service, Josh and Randy, as you know, has been focused now into advocating for inventors' rights and going to Washington before the COVID almost every month, working with you guys. I see this as an extension of that simply. So I really believe in this process, and I really believe that we have to, hearkening back to some of the other conversations, find a way to stop this piracy and be able to protect the patents. Though we can only deal with what the Patent Office has been given as far as legislative responsibility, but we also have to look at the judicial side too, which is different than this committee. But I've got the time to do it. I'm at that level in life, and I'm very committed to this process. So I'd be honored to serve and to be chosen amongst this group.
Sean, Adrian, Blake, and Dan, were there any of those questions that jumped out at you that you want a shot at?
Well, I actually have a timely answer to one of the earlier questions asked by Randy about an invention. So with the advent of COVID and the problem with the PPE, my son and I worked on a invention. My son really is, as Randy and Josh knows, is my boss now. And he pushed me to find a way to get some PPE to scale quickly. And working in university, everybody's trying to use rapid prototype printers to make shields. So the reality is it's great for prototypes, but it's not going to scale to the millions. So I put my thinking cap on, and I decided to find a way to make a shield. And I eliminated the face gear, all the headgear that held it, and it attaches to a ball cap. And the beauty of this, though there's some pessimism about the patent system and what's going on, we've all been through the trials and tribulations, is that we've sold over 500,000 of these in a few months. We sell them for $2.99 each. We're not gouging, we're not doing anything. We call it the face shield for the masses. And this is my son's company, and I have a bright belief that the future is going to be good, and it supports American jobs, which is really the bottom line issue for me. Intellectual property can protect American jobs. And from a social perspective, I think the best social system is a good job.
Dan Brown, 30 seconds.
All right. So I guess I would just want to say thank you. If I'm elected, I'll be a strong advocacy to perpetuate the equal opportunity for everybody to get a patent and protect it. I really believe that the system is based on competition, and fair market playing fields. And I will, though it's a pessimistic view right now, I've always been the advocate. If you don't fight, you lose by default, and I will fight for this.